Greetings and welcome to yet another thrilling Crypto Catalyst video in which we analyze the most recent developments, tales, and prospects in the cryptocurrency space. We have a great issue on the table today, and I'm your host. What the alleged XRP ETF plans from BlackRock might entail for cryptocurrency investing in the future. We're delving into the latest rumors about BlackRock and its possible XRP ETF on today's episode. What does this actually mean for XRP, though? Like the Bitcoin ETFs did in the past, may BlackRock's participation be the secret to attracting a new degree of institutional interest. We'll examine how this can cause a supply shock for XRP and the reasons why some analysts have even projected a $10 trillion catalyst for the asset. You won't want to miss this one, I promise. Now let's establish the scene. For those who might not know, BlackRock is the world's biggest asset management company. We are discussing assets under control worth $8 trillion, with a T, that's trillion. Although BlackRock has a long history of working with cryptocurrencies, including Ethereum and Bitcoin, there have been whispers that they may be getting ready to introduce an XRP ETF. Here's the problem, though. BlackRock has not provided an official confirmation. What is actually happening here, then? Continued. A phony document that appeared in Delaware earlier this year indicating that BlackRock was submitting an application for an XRP ETF sparked the rumors, you know. Naturally, this put the market into a tailspin, and before it was discovered that the file was a fraud, the price of XRP had risen by almost 15%. Although BlackRock promptly shut it down, the harm had already been done. Now that the rumors have begun to swirl, everyone is wondering if this is really possible. That's the key question, isn't it? Would BlackRock be able to make a significant contribution to the XRP market? Their positions on Bitcoin and Ethereum are well established, and they haven't yet made any firm announcements about their intentions to proceed with XRP ETFs. BlackRock's ETF division chief, Jay Jacobs, even stated that the company does not currently have any plans for an XRP ETF. We can't rule it out just yet, either, because we've seen these major institutional actors in the cryptocurrency space take their time before making significant movements. That's right. Here's why. BlackRock changed the game with its initial entry into Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. Institutional funding poured in after these products were approved. This made it possible for big investors such as endowments and pension funds to learn about cryptocurrencies in a way that was previously impossible. We're talking about potentially billions or perhaps trillions of dollars entering the XRP market if BlackRock chooses to include XRP. This might have a comparable impact. Speaking of institutional funds, let's pause and consider institutional adoption as a whole. When ETFs were authorized, the price of Bitcoin shot to previously unheard of heights. The important thing to remember is that institutional adoption not only increased the price of Bitcoin, but also validated it as a legitimate financial asset, drawing significant capital inflows. The problem with institutional adoption is that the cost isn't the only consideration, it concerns the validation of the ecosystem as a whole. A safe, regulated way to get exposure to the asset was suddenly available to investors who would have previously been reluctant to invest in Bitcoin because of its volatility and regulatory issues. Given Ripple Labs' ongoing efforts to tokenize conventional assets like commodities and real estate, the same might occur with XRP. You're entirely correct. Observe the actions of firms such as JP Morgan and SBI Holdings, which have already dabbled in XRP and blockchain technology. Remember that Ripple Labs has spent years trying to incorporate XRP into current banking systems. XRP is a great option for tokenizing real-world assets because of its speed, low transaction costs, and scalability. Therefore, if a BlackRock XRP ETF were to be introduced, we might witness a similar inflow of institutional capital into XRP as we did with Bitcoin. Let's take a closer look at tokenized assets. Ripple has stated unequivocally that tokenizing conventional assets such as commodities, real estate, and even artwork is one of the main applications for XRP. This has the potential to revolutionize XRP. The introduction of an ETF by BlackRock would involve more than just buying and selling XRP. It would make it possible to tokenize anything from precious metals to commercial real estate using XRP as a bridge currency. That's right. An important step in this direction was taken earlier this year when Ripple acquired Hidden Road. A leading brokerage company, Hidden Road, will assist Ripple in introducing its XRP ledger into the realm of institutional decentralized finance. In the future, XRP will serve as the foundation for whole sectors that are tokenizing on the blockchain, not merely as a store of value. Additionally, we are entering a trillion-dollar market when discussing the tokenization of commodities and real estate. It's nearly impossible to fully understand the potential influence of XRP in this field. The value of XRP may increase dramatically if it can take the place of these assets' main settlement layer. Additionally, it would be a major legitimization move for XRP if BlackRock began providing exposure to this type of technology through an ETF. Now let's address the $10 trillion potential, which is the elephant in the room. Did you hear correctly? $10 trillion. According to some analysts, XRP may be able to access a market worth that much in the years to come due to its institutional adoption and function in tokenizing physical assets. Furthermore, it is no longer merely conjecture. When the combined size of the world's commodities, real estate, and other tokenized assets is taken into account, the market is several orders of magnitude larger than Bitcoin's overall market capitalization. The potential for XRP to contribute in this area is unparalleled. That's precisely why the speculated XRP ETF from BlackRock is so significant. The amount of money pouring into XRP may be enormous if it were to take over as the main gateway for tokenized assets. The market has never experienced a supply shock like the one we are discussing. Additionally, the fixed supply of XRP may make it scarce, which might raise the asset's price considerably. What does that leave us with then? Will there ever be an XRP ETF offered by BlackRock? In actuality, nobody is certain. However, we can state with certainty that XRP has enormous institutional potential, and the introduction of an ETF may serve as the impetus for explosive expansion. Regardless of BlackRock's involvement, it will be interesting to see where XRP goes in the future. Of course, the truth is that XRP is poised to play a major role in the future of tokenized assets, regardless of whether BlackRock decides to enter the XRP market. And a new age for cryptocurrencies may be ahead if BlackRock or any other significant organization chooses to adopt it. We appreciate your interest in today's Crypto Catalyst program. Remember to like, subscribe, and tell your friends about this video. Please share your opinions with us by leaving a comment if you're enthusiastic about the future of XRP or any other cryptocurrency projects. Next week we'll return with additional perspectives and analysis on the realm of digital assets. In the meantime, continue to be knowledgeable, inquisitive, and as always, ahead of the curve.